Okay, my beautiful queens, let's get into editing these really, really beautiful mermaid photos that I was able to take the other day. I'm gonna move my head out of the way so you don't have to look at me, and let's get straight into editing. Okay. Beautiful. So you can see on the left hand side, I've got all of the presets that I work with. And what I usually start with, if I decide I want to keep a photo in color, is I usually start with my original base. Also ensure that your computer is fully bright. I just turned my brightness up of my laptop because it wasn't fully up. And when you edit your photos, if the brightness isn't fully up, it has an effect on how the photos look in the end, and then you might have to re-edit all of the photos, which is extremely painful. I've been there. It happened to me multiple times, but I guess we live and we learn. So let's get going. So, like I said, I like to start with my original base preset because I think it kind of really sets the tone. The colors are, I find, nice and warm, feminine, and that's what I like to start with. And then I like to play with this function here where I can then, add more to the preset or decrease it. And I tend to decrease it always a little bit. I like to have this base warm color in my photos. I find them really magical. It really enhances natural skin tones, and I think it makes the photo nice and warm and magical looking. But I also like to decrease the intensity always a little bit. Okay, so for here, it really bugs me that I can see this footprint, which I don't love. So I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna use AI for this new function in Lightroom, which is incredible. So I just select the things that I don't really like. So this is another thing there. I don't really mind the one in the back because I think there has to be some form of footprints available, but I think like the one in the front is really distracted. Also, if you have seen my photos in the past, I get asked all the time, how do I manage to remove all of the footprints in the sand? So this is what I do. Okay, so you can see AI picked it up and I'm actually really happy with that. But what I do is I shoot really close to the shore. So I shoot really close to the water edge because I'm lazy. I hate having to edit out footprints in the sand. I find it super tedious and annoying. So if I shoot close to the water, I actually don't have to do it, which is, amazing. Okay, and I think overall I am really happy with this. As you can see, this photo is not perfect. It is blurry, but I personally really like it. I love blurry photos. I love photos that are imperfect. I think they just add like a nice vibe. Okay, next photo. So I think for this one, you can again look. I tend to like go through my presets when I'm not entirely sure, but sometimes I look at a photo and I'm straight away like, oh yeah, this is going to be a color photo, this is going to be a black and white photo. And I think for this one, what I can do is, because I already set the colors for the first one and I want to kind of keep this photo, I think anyway, in color, I just copy and paste the setting because I've already done the color grading that I really liked on the other photo. So I just gonna copy and paste the setting. And for this photo in particular, you can see on the left hand side here, this is what it would look like if you were, let's say, to crop your photo. So if you were to crop this photo on the left hand side on the top, it will show you what it will look like once you've cropped it. And I think this would be such a nice filler photo to have in a slide on Instagram or whatever, just to create a little bit of a vibe and a mood of the whole mermaid photo. So it creates a story. And I think photography for myself is all about storytelling. And I think, especially if you have so many photos to choose from, it's so nice to keep a few photos in there that maybe, don't show the face, that are just like a little bit more of a vibe. Okay, let's zoom out of this one. So with this one, I think like for myself, that is a beautiful color photo. So I start with my black and white base one here. I name my preset base because those are usually the ones that I start working with. So if it's black and white, I tend to like go for the base. And if it's color one, I used to go for my original base. I mean, color looks really cool too, but I think for myself, I'm gonna stick with black and white for that. Again, there's no right or wrong way. I always like to tell this my photography students that there really is no right or wrong way when it comes to editing, and you should just follow what feels right for you. And I think for myself, I really love this photo in black and white, so I'm gonna stick with that. Okay, so this photo, I'm gonna paste the preset. So I just gonna on a Apple, it's Command V, because I Command C, Command copied the presets from the first and the second photo to keep the overall editing quite conducive or quite similar. So I like to copy and paste my settings that I used from some of the photos to keep my photos look the same or similar in a story. But this one, I'm gonna put the color up a little bit because I find was a little bit darker than the other one, so I shot it a little bit darker. I always recommend to shoot darker than to shoot too bright, because it's really easy to brighten up a photo, whilst if you shoot in too bright, it's really hard to keep the color. So even if you make it darker afterwards in post editing, it's hard to keep the colors and the details in a photo. So if you have the choice between shooting too dark or too bright, I always recommend you shoot too dark, because it's easier to brighten up a photo. So for this photo, I want her face to be really centered. I feel like this is a beautiful portrait, so I want her to be a little bit more centered. So I just crop her so she really is in the center. She is the main focus, she is the main attention, she is the star. And then for this photo in particular, I want her eyes to pop a little bit more, because I find this photo just like really beautiful and her eyes are just so stunning. So I go to this circle on the right here and I selected the brush tool. And with this brush tool I just gonna select her eyes, just like that. And then I go on the right hand side and just put the exposure up. And what this does is it's just gonna put the exposure up. Like you can see, if I do it too bright, obviously it looks a little bit AI, which I personally don't love, but you do you. But I probably would put it up to 1.5 here, 1.5 maybe. And then also I like to, for this one, go down a little bit and find my texture part, and I put the texture up a little bit as well, and the clarity as well. So that really helps to pop your eyes a little bit. And then I might just pop the sharpness up a little bit. And then I enter that, and you can see if you then move back, it's really important to scroll back out of the photo, because then you can see the whole work that you did, I guess. And you can also click on this Y at the bottom here to see the before and after that we've just done here. But yeah, I'm overall really happy. I'm a less is more girl. I am quite lazy when it comes to editing, some might think. I know a lot of photographers that maybe do a lot more on their photos, but for myself, I'm like, I like to keep it simple. I like to keep it as natural as possible, and enhance someone's real beauty rather than overdoing it. But again, there is no right or wrong way. So this one, I just gonna use my black and white base filter. I like it as it is, and I just gonna put the exposure up again a little bit. But yeah, I love it. And maybe I just decrease the amount of grain a little bit, just to, you can see what it does. It just makes the photo just a little bit sharper, and it just brings her out a little bit. I do like this. I think she looks so cheeky how she's looking over the thing. Here you can see a photo that I shot way too bright. Okay, happens, but don't you worry, that's why we edit our photos, so you can see, if I go through my presets here, I like to see what will look quite nice on this, and then I work with it. So with presets, no matter what presets you use, I hardly ever just copy and paste the preset. With my black and white ones I do sometimes, but I like to really still have full control over my presets. So let's say I apply my original base, I probably still put it down a little bit, and then I edit on the right hand side. That's where the real magic kind of happens. So for this one, because I shot it quite bright, you can probably put it down a little bit, but also some people like it quite bright as well. But I feel like for this photo in particular, it's a black and white shot for me, just because it's imperfect, which is beautiful. But I think for this, I'm gonna keep it black and white. What I usually do for straightening a photo, I use the horizon line. So I look at this line and try to make it aligned to that one. But yeah, I really, really like that. Yeah, I like it as it is. Okay, and for this one, again, it is a lot brighter than the other ones I shot. So if I was to copy and paste my settings, they still look really nice, but I think you would need to adjust them a little bit, just because the original photo that you shot was a little bit brighter. But you could maybe just put the exposure down a little bit, and I might just take the yellow out a little bit to make it a little bit colder overall. And then again, we can edit her eyes a little bit, just like I've done before, just to pop them out a little bit. So just, you know, simply go over her eyes with the brush function. Just go a little more like this, and then just pop the brightness up a little bit, and then also go down to your texture if you want, put that a little bit up, the clarity are nice and popping. And yeah, overall I am very happy with this photo. Okay, let's go to the next photo. I think for this one in particular, I'm gonna paste the settings again and just see what that looks like. And I think that looks, overall, I'm really happy with the colors. However, I think I wanna, again, I think the main focus on this photo really is her eyes, like that really draws you in. So let's just see if we can pop her eyes just that little bit, just to really draw in the viewer. And I find for myself, eyes always tell such a beautiful story. So let's just see if we can just brighten it a little bit here. Texture just a little bit, and the clarity. And you can see like she has a vein there, which is something that might, you know, like it could potentially like be a little bit, like for myself, I'm a perfectionist, but I'm also very much like, I would never like, you know, touch fine lines or you know, like freckles and like anything like imperfections and scars I leave. But I'm just thinking for this particular photo, it might be an idea to maybe see if we can remove this line or make it a little bit less strong, just because it's a real focus on the eye. So what I use here is I use this healing tool, and what it does is it copies something nearby, and see, like it just removes that little line a little bit. And I think for this particular photo, which is so focused on the eye, it might make sense to do that. And it's such a fine adjustment. It doesn't change the nature of her. It doesn't really change, you know, who she is. And I think I really like that. One other thing that I really want to focus on this particular photo is I sprayed her with some water when we were doing the photo shoot, and I think I really like how that is coming out, but it's not really coming out enough for my liking. So I'm gonna use the brush tool again here, and I just brush over the section where she has a little bit of moisture. And then what I'm gonna do is, again, I'm gonna use the texture tool and just put the texture up a little bit, and I put the clarity up again a little bit, and then also the sharpness. And that's probably something, I don't even know if you would notice that, but for myself, I notice it, and I really like it when it's like just little touches to make a photo just like make you feel something. And I think like little things like that make you feel something. So I like to enhance those things. This for myself is a black and white shot. Like I look at it straight away and I'm like, yep, it's black and white for me. And I'm gonna just start with my base one again. Like you can see the other ones, that's really beautiful as well. It's like looks more like a film. Now that I'm here, I'm actually like, oh, maybe I like the matte one more. That always happens. Like when I'm editing, I'm like, oh my god, I think this is the preset I like, and then I'm like, no, actually it's this one. So I'm gonna just crop this a little bit more here, and I think that is beautiful. I'm not gonna do her eyes here because I find for this particular photo it's just more imperfect. It's not really a static image, it's just like perfect as it is, I find. Okay, this little beautiful number, I'm gonna paste the settings that I used at the start, but I think for myself it doesn't really work, so I'm gonna start from the start. So what I do is I'm gonna select a preset that I like. I think I'm gonna go with the base grain one. I'm gonna reduce it a little bit, and then I'm gonna actually go down to the grain and take it down, because I don't really love too much grain in this particular photo, but I like how this preset just keeps the green or the aqua going in the background, which I really love. So for this I want to keep the blue really alive, so I'm going to put the saturation up a little bit, and I'm going to put the aqua up as well. And then in the hue section I'm going to make the green more bluish, so that should bring out, you know, the background a little bit more. So you can see it's just brought in that beautiful Atlantic Ocean blue, which I really want to keep alive in this photo. And then I'm going to just darken it a little bit. And then I just want to just bring her out a little bit. So what I do for that is I just gonna use the subject detect tool. So that's just like select subject, and it will just select her. So now you can just make her a little bit brighter. I don't use it too much, probably just like that. And I think I really like that photo now. And because the following photo is gonna be similar color-wise, you can then copy this photo. It comes with the copy settings. You set, and then you can paste it onto here. So it will bring out exactly the same colors. I mean, it's differently shot. I went from different angles, so it's not going to be exactly the same. No photo is ever exactly the same, right? But it will keep the colors from the previous photos and therefore make your whole story consecutive and your whole story work hand in hand, I should say. Okay, now we go on to the next beautiful model that I was able to shoot. And for her, because she is a different skin tone, she's a different person, she's a different hair color, I start from the start. So I tend to never really copy and paste settings from one model to another, just because I find it just doesn't really work with different colors, different skin tones, different body shapes, you name it. It will look different on people, but I just usually start with my presets on the side here. So I think this one actually looks really nice. I mean, black and white, you can never go wrong with black and white, but I'm gonna start with the Nami Creative Base grain one. I'm gonna put it down, and then I find it a little bit too yellow. So what I do is on the left here, I bring the yellow down. You can see if you do it too much. I mean, up to you, that looks cool. But I might just bring it down just till about here. And then for this photo, I like to use the horizon line to make it straight, because she's already so imperfect. I mean, imperfect in the way shot. She's perfect, but she's imperfectly shot. And for this one, I just gonna see if I can be really cheeky and use AI to try to remove her undies. So I use this little tool here, and I just go a little bit over, because AI is sometimes super smart and can pick up things. So let's see if it will do the job. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, we might have to go around a longer way. But it worked. And then you can select the different options, which I think that's perfect. This is perfect. You know, because it's blurry, you can't really see. You just kind of think, oh, she was nude, but she actually wasn't, which is amazing. Everyone wins. Okay, so I copy this setting now, because you can see here, I've got more photos of her coming. So I know I've already done the color grading. It works with her skin tone, and I can then apply it. So I pasted the setting on this photo as well. I think it's so beautiful. I might just darken it a little bit. And let me see again if I can be cheeky with AI here. Again, just go a little bit over. I find my computer all of a sudden decided to be really slow. It usually isn't that slow. So just wait. Okay. Let's just go through the different options that I can offer us here. And I think this is really good. Let me just go through all of them. Yeah, I think number 2 is really good. It just left her with, you can see some marks here that weren't there before. So what I do for that is I use the healing tool again. And I probably just make this like smallish and just go over there, and then it will pick something up from, you know, nearby. And I might just do that again like this, and maybe just go down here, because I know it is similar coloring. Now, am I being a perfectionist right now? Okay, let's see what I can do for us. If we just go over this part again, just because I find that a little bit, there's some shadows there that weren't there before, which I'm not super happy about. So let's see. think that's better. I think that's better. Like, no one will know. No one will know. I need to remind myself of that. No one will know, Nami. So just move on. Anyway, so this is that photo. I'm gonna copy this setting again. And then for this one, I think I would like this to be a black and white one. Just looking at it. So I'm gonna use my, oh my God, I'm just, black and white I struggle with so much. I'm like, oh, I just find black and white is just such a treat. Like, I feel like black and white can save so many photos for myself. Like, I always joke, I'm like, if the photo isn't like perfect, I'm like, oh, I can make it black and white and it will look good. And I think sometimes we're so hard to judge ourselves as photographers. We're like, oh my God, the aperture wasn't right, or damn it, I didn't use the right lighting, or whatever it is. Trust me, black and white got your back. Black and white has your back. Okay, so this one again, I just removed her underwear marks, and now she looks like she's just enjoying the beach, really, you know? Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna paste the setting again, and wow, I'm actually like, wow, this looks really good. Which is always a win-win. I love it. I might just decrease the grain just a little bit. Where are you? There you are. Beautiful. Perfect. And then I copy that again because I'm really happy with what it looks like. So for this photo, I think I would like the horizon again to be my line of what I use for straightening. And I think this footprint really annoys me. Because I think like the lines are so beautiful. Like, look at the line of the wave and the line of this. They're like in beautiful synchronicity, and this thing is just super annoying. So here you can use either the healing tool or the AI removal tool. But I think for this instance, because it's a pretty easy fix, I say now anyway, I just gonna you know, like gently do this. And then it's gonna pick it up from somewhere. So let's just hope where it's picking up the sand is good. And I think that is really good. And I just gonna save that. So now it just looks so much more beautiful. I might just center her that little bit more. Yeah, beautiful. Oh my God, isn't she stunning? Anyway, copy again, just in case I didn't do it, just for good measure. And then I'm gonna paste this here. So for this photo, I want to bring the yellow up a little bit. I want to make it a bit warmer because I find it is so beautiful. And I think, I don't know about you, but I feel like this is a photo we're gonna crop. I don't love how her feet are a little bit, it doesn't look super elegant the way I posed her. So I think this is like, we're gonna look through her arms into the ocean because she is showing us the way. She knows. Beautiful water goddess. So let me see. And then on the left hand side, this is kind of like where I always measure, you know. I'm like, okay, what does that look like if I say crop now? And I think this is just such a, for myself, I think this is so beautiful. Yeah, she's giving us an insights into the ocean world, you know. That's what it seems like to me anyway. Okay, this I want to make black and white. When I shot it, I saw it straight away. I'm like, yes, this is a black and white photo, and I want to make it imperfect. Like, I want to make it look like a film. So I'm going to use the muted one for that and just darken it a bit here myself. I just think, I don't know, I love it. I'm going to also leave the horizon. I'm going to even exaggerate it a bit, make it even a bit more uneven. Because, I don't know, I feel like it tells a story to me anyway, and I think that's the most important thing. You might be like, oh my God, I don't understand what Nami is talking about right now, and that's absolutely fine. I think if it means something to you, and if it tells you a story, and if it makes you feel something, that's all that matters. So here I'm gonna just paste the setting that I had before again. I want to make it a bit warmer. It's a bit too purple for me, so I'm gonna like really just pump up that yellow here. And also the brightness a little bit. But what a beautiful detail shot. Okay, and then I'm going to paste my setting here and see what that looks like. Yes, that's really nice. I might brighten it a little bit, and I might just brighten her. So I just want to do the subject detect tool, which is just going to detect the subject for you. And you just brighten it a little bit. Beautiful. beautiful. And I might just bring the yellow up a little bit. You can see just changes her skin tone from a bit red to a bit more golden, which I really, really like. I am just wondering if I want to edit this out a little bit. Like, we all have hair, don't get me wrong, but I'm just wondering if I can smooth it out a little bit. It'd be a very different story if she had, you know, she had hair under her arms, which a lot of my clients do. I would obviously not edit that out, but I think in this instant what we can do is with the brush tool, we just smooth over it a little bit, you know, we're just gonna soften it a little bit, because I think in particular for this under arm shot, attention will go there, and I know she will appreciate it as well. So what we go is, we're going to just put the texture down. And what it does is, and the clarity, it just softens it this tiny bit. It might be hard for you to see right now because we are still far away. And then I dehaze it a little bit. Just a tiny bit. You can see it just brightens it up. Not too much. There you go. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to the black here. And I'm going to put the black up a bit. Oh, no, oh God, no, not so much. Literally the tiniest little bit. Okay, let's see what that looks like when we zoom out. I don't know, does that look better? Did we like draw more attention to it now? I don't know. If you want to remove it, what we do is, you click on this again, you click on this bugger, and then this little thing comes up, and what you do is, you're gonna delete it. So we deleted it, and that's what it looks like with it on. I feel like it does look actually better with it on. I don't know about you, what you think. So let me show you. Delete. This is what it looked like before. On. So it does look better with it on, I personally think. It just removes the harshness a little bit. Also, sorry, beautiful woman, that we're talking about your armpit so long. This one for me, just like done like this. I absolutely love it. Yeah, perfect, just like it is. Also with this, I just paste the setting. Maybe I just put the yellow up a little bit, just to make her even more golden mermaid she is. I love this photo so much. She looks so beautiful. So I feel like if I just paste the filter here, what I just did, it just doesn't do it justice. I feel like it really dulls the image. So this is the original. This is what I did with the preset. Doesn't work. So what I want to do, I really want to crank up that yellow now, because she literally looks like Venus coming to the shore from the ocean. She is stopping hearts. So I'm gonna just use the horizon as a line, because I feel like, oh my God, I'm obsessed. I love this so much. I'm gonna reduce the grain a little bit, because I actually do want her to be a little bit more sharp. Yeah, I think there we go. I might even pop the sharpness up a little bit. Yeah, that's beautiful. And I might just even put the luminance up. The luminance is just for myself. I just use it a little bit. I find it brings like a glowy angel glow. And then I also might dehaze the photo a little bit. And dehazing the photo just makes it, I don't even know what to call it, but if I do it really intense, it's like this, you know, but it looks angelic. I find it really angelic, but I like to use it just a tiny bit for the right photo. And I think for her, she's just one with the ocean. She's one with the fabric. She's one with the elements, with the sky. I just love it. Okay, so I'm going to leave it as that. And then this one, I think it's just so cute and cheeky. I was thinking when I saw this photo first, it's either a crop photo for me. So it's either a, like this, you can see up here. I think that looks actually really cool. It's a vibe, right? Like it's a vibe. That I thought, or it's a black and white photo. I don't know about you. Here we are once again. The struggle is real. But I think I'm going to crop it. Like that's the vision I had when I mean, you could even crop it like that if you want. That's the vision I had when I first saw the shot. And I think I'm going to stick with that vision. I feel like that initial feeling and thought that you get. And I want to keep a smile in it, because that really creates. And her hair. I want the end of that hair in it as well. Yes. Love that so much. She is, for me, this woman is the definition of summer. She was just I looked at her and I'm like, you're Summer in human form. Look how beautiful that is. So stunning. Evokes so many emotions. It's an imperfect shot, but how many emotions does it evoke? It makes me think about summer. It makes me think about goddess. It makes me think about girl time. It makes me think about tanning. It makes me think about travel, the ocean. It just makes me feel. And I think for myself, photography is all about trying to evoke feelings. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this is a black and white shot for me as well. And I'm gonna darken it a little bit. So here you can obviously see she is wearing her nude knickers. Because it's black and white and it's actually really hard to see, I don't think we have to really edit it out. But if you wanted to, you could probably just see what AI does for you. So just go over the line there and let it do its work. It might work for us, or maybe it doesn't really work for us, but we will just see. It didn't really do anything there, but thank you. Yeah, there you go. Number 2 did it for us. It looks like she's not wearing undies, right? And I think I just gonna again use the horizon as a line there. She's so beautiful. This I really liked. I don't know why. I just think it created a bit of a vibe. Again, I would really put up the yellow here for that one, and I might just darken it a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the brush tool just to brush on top of this. And then just make it a little bit. Pop the exposure up a little bit on this one. And then overall, we're gonna make the photo darker. So I just really want the focus to be just kind of like on the fabric and the sun on the left-hand corner here. I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like if you have that in between a story, in between your photos, or you could have 3 photos on top of each other, it just creates, again, just a little bit of depth, a little bit of feeling, a little bit of a story. And for myself, photography is all about storytelling. Okay, so this one for me was a black and white photo. So I'm just going to use my black and white base preset on this one. And I'm just going to crop it just a little bit. I think this is so beautiful. I might just bring her out a little bit. So I'm just going to use the subject detect here. And I'm just going to put the exposure up just a little bit. You can see it just brings her out a little bit from the photo itself. But I think this is beautiful. Okay, so this one, I just want to paste my color setting that I had. Again, needs to be more yellow or more golden. Like I didn't, for myself, didn't love it. Everyone is so different. Some people love this because it looks more filmy. But I, for myself, for this photo, I see this photo to be a little bit more warm. And then I darken it. The only focus I really want this photo to have is her beautiful necklace. That was my vision for this photo. I really wanted this necklace to be the main actor. So I'm gonna also utilize it to brighten it up a little bit. So I'm gonna use the brush tool here. I'm gonna make it small, and then I'm just gonna brush over this beautiful shell. This woman had so many nice jewelries. I actually need to message her and ask her where she got it from. Because I think these are such beautiful pieces to have for my clients going forward. So what I'm doing here is I'm just, bringing up the color of the shell. I just did it quite extreme just to show you. But I think around there is really nice, in my opinion. And then I'm just gonna make the whole image a little bit more dark. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. So I'm going to copy the setting now. So Command C, and I'm going to paste it on, and I'm going to paste it onto this one as well. You can see this is so stunning. And for this one, again, I want this to come out a little bit more. So I use the brush tool again, and I'm just going to brush just like that over the shell, and I'm going to bring it out. So we're going to pop the brightness up a little bit. Pop the brightness up a little bit more. Maybe even a little bit more. Then I enter it, and there you go. Looks so beautiful. Okay, so this photo, I wasn't too sure if it's going to work or not. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste the setting again. And I think for myself, this is a cropping image. Because I love, how she has the beautiful drops of the water on her skin there. I also love her freckles. So I think this is just going to be a photo that's just going to be like this. And I think I might even sorry, I'm gonna rotate it, rotate it. So it's like now again a portrait format. And I'm gonna put the exposure down even a little bit more. Like, isn't that stunning? I don't know. I think it's so beautiful, especially if you have it in a, you know, in a few slides. Let's say you want to post on Instagram and you have the first photo, maybe her face, and then these come in the story or in your slides. I love it. Okay, beautiful. I'm gonna paste my setting again here. I think this is actually really nice. Might just put it up a little bit, but I don't actually want to put it up too much. I might just want to bring her forward a little bit. So again, I use the subject detect. It's detecting it for you there. And then I might just put this up like a little bit, but I don't want to bring it up too much. And I think this is so beautiful. You could even, like, if you wanted to, crop it a little bit. But I think for myself, I'm just really happy with it, how it is. Might just focus on her face. So bring her face into center, just to, you know, like for the viewer, it's a lot easier to pick up that way. Okay, and we are back to the other beautiful model. So here I'm just going to paste the setting and see what it looks like. Again, I usually start from the scratch if I work with two different models, like I said before, but because this photo is blurry and you can't really see, I think a copy and paste job is actually okay here. I had some dirt on my lens, so when I did this shot, I didn't have to do AI. I could have literally just used the other two, but it's okay. We just wait. I had a little bit of dirt on my lens, so that's what that is here, which is a little bit annoying, but I just edited that out, so that is now gone. And yeah, I like to really play with photos and just do these high exposure photos as well, because I think they're fun. Okay, so this I'm gonna just paste the setting, but I feel like I want to start from scratch. So what I do here again is I'm gonna use, you know, any of my my presets, and I think I'm gonna start with my original base preset. I put it down a little bit. I put the yellow down a little bit as well, and then I make it a little bit darker. And I really want her eye to come up more. So if we can maybe see with the brush, just hover over her eye. Maybe make it a bit brighter. We obviously can't do it too much because then the fabric is white and it's kind of like, okay. But we can also try to maybe with the texture, just bring it forward a little bit. The sharpness. Yeah, that has worked, eh? It has brought it up just that little bit, that awakes curiosity for the viewer, you know? You're like, hang on, is it a face? Is it an eye? Yes, it is. So it makes the viewer look twice. And I think if you can make someone look twice at your photo, it will linger with them longer and it will stay with them and it will do something to them on a deeper level, I think. And I think that's what I love to try to achieve with my photography is it's just not surface level, you know? I don't want people to just look at a photo on a surface level. I want a photo to tell a story. I want a photo to, this might sound crazy, but I want the photo to really get into your soul space, if that makes sense. I want the photo to make you feel something. And I think if you can do that through little adjustments, by maybe sharpening the eye or making the photo a little bit more curious, why not? So that's what we're doing. Okay, I think this is so cute. I love this. And I think I want to make this black and white. Yeah, I like this. I actually don't even mind her undies too much in this photo, I think, so I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, this one for me, I just copied the colors from number 33 and I just pasted them into here. So I can see her in this one. However, I kind of am bothered by the undie lines. So again, I'm just gonna try to use AI and see if it can do something for us here. So there, and then maybe here. And let's see what it does for us. Yay, that worked, right? Like, you would never know. And I think that is just so beautiful. She looks like a little wild whirlwind. Is that even a word? I don't know. But yeah, she looks like magic. I'm just gonna crop it a little bit more. Like a flower. I love this photo. It was so in the moment, and it wasn't intended. We got way too wet. My camera like literally got soaked in the ocean. My client was like, is your camera okay? And I was like, yeah, it's fine. Crying on the inside, but hey, it's still working, so here we are. Okay. Okay, beautiful. So I just pasted the setting there. I might just brighten it up a little bit. I think it's so beautiful. And I think again with this photo, there's so many things you can do. You could maybe just, crop out her hands. I would probably leave part of her beautiful breast in it because I think that is quite feminine. You could also change the radius and make it this way around. It would be such a beautiful cover photo for something. I don't know, there's so much to do with one photo, I think. And you can just crop into her hands if you wanted to. Like, look how many different stories one simple photo tells. Anyway, for now, I'm just gonna leave it as it was. Go away. Stop it. So I'm just doing Command C right now, which is back. So we're back. However, I'm really bothered by this situation behind her. I feel like it's not adding any magic. It's really not. I feel like it's actually distracting the viewer. So I'm gonna try and see if I can remove it a little bit. Try not to touch her body if you can in this instant, just because if you were to touch your body, it sometimes does weird things and makes the bum bigger, or yeah, let's try to stay away from that. I just really want to try to, you can see the dark parts are really kind of like bothering me a little bit. And maybe this. Okay, let's see what AI does for us. It might work, it might not work. It's always kind of like hit and miss. It's actually quite nice. Okay, number 3 it is. I like that. Like, it's so much less distracted than it was before. Let me just show you the before. And it just kind of looks smooth. What we did is we were like running around. So those are actually footprints in disguise. But we just removed them, and I think that is really, really nice now. Beautiful. Yeah, I just pasted the setting from before. Maybe it's a little bit too pinky for me. I might put the yellow up and then put that down a little bit. So you can just, I play a lot with this. I play a lot with the temperature and the tint function. Because I'm a lazy editor and I'm like, make your life easy. Enjoy life, enjoy editing. Okay, this. You have no idea. Like, I cried when I took this photo. I was like, yes, I wanted to take a photo like this for so long. And I'm just so happy that I did. And I'm so happy that, I can show you how I edit these photos as well, because hopefully they inspire you to get out there and to create your imaginations and to, bring beauty to the world, because it's so underrated, but it's so important. And no one sees beauty the way you see it, so please don't hide that magic. So what I want to do here is I want to bring the shell out. I feel like the main star is obviously the woman, but also the shell. And I want to try to see if I can remove these underlines with AI, okay? So let's have a look. That side is done. Let's look a little bit on this side, isn't it? Now, let's see. Yeah, that's good, right? Like, how good is that? Like, look. No. Oh, I'm so stoked. So stoked. That is perfect in my opinion. You again, like, if you want, you can play a little bit here. I might just bring a little bit more warmth into it. But yeah, happy with that copy. And then I feel like this one for myself, I want to keep that black and white. And I'm gonna... So hard. Which one do I pick? I think I'm going to keep it classic, and what I want to do for this in particular, I want to dehaze it because I want to look at more more angelic. So I want to dehaze it quite a bit actually. And then even bring the clarity down a little bit to make it softer, to really make it feel like she is almost disappearing in the fabric and in the photo. And then I'm gonna just make the shell pop a little bit more. And then let's see if we can remove those undies again. Like, your laptop really shouldn't be as slow as my one is right now. I think it's because I am potentially recording and the universe likes to play tricks on me. It's telling me to slow down. So we will all just take a deep breath and just go with it. Let's see what it did for us. Again, like, you know how long it used to take me to do that? It would have taken me so long. So here we go. Look, art. Like, I want that on my wall, you know? Okay, so here we've got like a little bit of a full body version of that beautiful art. Again, I want to kind of bring her central, and I want her to pop a little bit more. So I'm going to use the subject detect tool here. Makes it easier for us. Nicely detected, and then I will just bring her forward just a little bit, around 20. The sand. Again, the sand is messy. I don't like it. So I'm just going to see if I can just remove this bit. I don't know what this little dot there is. Maybe we can even go around there. Okay, let's see what that does. I have no idea. Might work, might not work. What did it even do? That's better. I feel like it didn't do anything on this side. But this is nice. I'm happy. And I think it removed stuff from there. Okay, let's do that again. Like, just here, I want this gone. Go away. That's better. Let's see if other variations are. Yes, we're getting there. No. Yeah. Yeah. That's nice, you know? And now looking at the photo, I think I want it to be a little bit more warm. So I'm gonna just bring the warmth up here. And I want it to be a little bit sharper. So I just bring the texture up a little bit and the clarity up as well. Beautiful. Happy with that. And then this one, I think I want to make this black and white. I think this is just, wow, that actually looks even quite cool with the contrast one. I might use the contrast one, and then I might just soften it a little bit though, and also put the grain down. I don't think it needs that much grain. Yeah, that's actually quite cool, isn't it? Because it's really that way focusing on the whole shell situation, which again, I just want to bring out a little bit. So I just want to bloop, 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 pop on there, and nice. There we go. Lovely. Okay, 3 more photos to go. We're almost done, guys. Thank you so much for watching as well. And I really hope this is helpful for you, you know? Let me just paste. I feel like this is cute. You just paste it. This could even be cute film one. Like, it looks like, you know, taken on a film camera. Love it. I'm gonna leave everything as it is. Uneven background. Imperfectly perfect. I love it. And then this one, I think, is just such a cute black and white one. Like, best friends at the beach. Again, what does this photo make you feel? You know, does it make you feel something? Because it makes me feel something. It makes me feel like hanging out with my best friend at sunset, laughing, free therapy, basically. And just acceptance. It reminds me of just accepting oneself. And childhood reminds me of just freedom. beautiful. And then the last photo, I think, let's see what the color looks like. No, that's a no from me. I would probably start, if I was to keep it color, I would start again from scratch with one of my presets. I would just see, okay, this looks good, this doesn't, this looks good, this doesn't. But I think for myself, this is a black and white photo. I think, yeah, it's the base. It's the base, black and white. I really like how it's just, I don't know, it's a vibe. And I might just bring the grain down a little bit so you can see it a little bit more. But yeah, this is it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this this editing. This was a very, very special shoot for me, and I wanted to share the love, and I want you to be able to, you know, learn with me, grow with me, and I hope this is yeah, helpful for you.